Hello everyone. So let's wait for a few minutes for some other people to join. Do call your friends and other people so that they can join if you think they're interested in this session. Hi Ayush. Hello Dhruti, Harsh. Okay. Hello Preeti. So let's wait for one more minute so the other can join and then we'll start our session. So shall we start? Jess, Astos, you there?
Yeah. Hey, Nikhil.
And
Yeah, I think we can start.
yeah.
Hey.
So good afternoon everybody. We here are the fourth years of Energy Rawakila. It's me Nikhil. With me we have Jess and Astos. So today's session we are mostly going to have an interactive session, I would believe, so that we could help you start your tech journey, and also if you have already started or you're completely new to it. So let's learn together. Let's share our experience with each other. I have some experience. Jess has some experience. Astos has some experience. Anyone else in the comment section may have other experience. So let's share with each other. Let's learn. Let's grow ourselves in tech and help who are new to tech, or also enrich them who are already into it. So, just let me ask you one question. When did you start your tech journey?
Okay. I hope I'm audible, guys. So, yeah. So my tech journey, to be very specific, it started in ninth standard when I wrote my first Java program. Although I didn't think much about it from a software development point of view. So from a software development point of view, perhaps I got serious about it from my first year. So precisely, it would be first year.
Okay. Astos and you?
Uh, yeah, so basically I started it in the 11th class as I had computer science. Then we studied C++ only. But when we came to college, in first year only, I had shifted to web development. I started building products. Yeah, that's when I started.
Yeah, similar mine also. Like first during COVID, I started into tech. Like as a Python developer, I got into tech and really loved it. So I deep dive into it. Mo- so, as we all know, tech is ever growing, and there are various new tech stacks coming on, and like we cope with them. And also, many of us are always confused, like which tech stack to select and all. So those are things are going on. So like, let's ask someone in comment. Do you have anything going on in your tech journey you want to share, or do you have any questions that you want to ask? So I had one question myself while I started which tech stack to select. Like during my time, blockchain was had a big bubble. So I was like, should I start blockchain because of how popular it is, or I was like, should I go to web because everyone in Nigeria was doing web. Then I got into like I explored basically a lot of things. Then I got into app dev. So I really it's hit with me. Many people ask me if app dev is better, web dev is better. Then it was like what you prefer, what you are into, what is your you have to explore it and go. So Shivam has asked which field of coding is going to boom or will be relevant in the upcoming 5-10 years. Okay. So actually, when talking about future, we can never predict what's going new. Is what I believe in tech. Like as I said earlier, like tech is ever growing. We have like ML was just had a boom, same as blockchain. But I can see ML and web dev will always be there. App dev, web dev will always be there. But I can see ML being more and more used. I think Asos and Aditya can say better on this.
Yeah. So currently seeing the Gen A bloom that we are seeing, I would say for sure MLI means proper AI development. That thing will grow for sure. And coming to the development section, that's maybe front end or back end. That will always be there. Yeah, may, even AI may replace it, but I don't think that would be to a much extent that a developer can do. So these are something like if you want to start a career, I would say start exploring Gen AI and keep a knowledge of front end and back end with you.
What about JavaScript boot development career? Yes, I think for
Yeah,
JavaScript.
yes. Okay, so yeah, I'd like to take that question up. Shakti, so see, Java, Spring Boot, again, Spring Boot, talking about Spring Boot specifically, it's a very industry relevant tech stack. So, the all the MNCs and most companies out there, they are using Spring Boot as the primary backend. So, like talking about the development career, like that's gonna be there for a very long time. because it's a very tried and tested soft like framework. So yeah, Spring Boot is gonna be there for a while. I hope I have answered your question.
Also, like while talking about Spring Boot, like when I went for my internship in Visa, it was widely used. There was also various other tech stack going on, but Java and Spring Boot was widely used, even Angular. So JavaScript is good path, I would say, as well as I've seen, but also you can't say that this is better than this tech stack, because you have to learn what you will be enjoying more. For select domain, then go for a tech stack in it. Don't go vice versa, like select a tech stack and then select a domain.
Yeah, and I'll
Oh,
just add
someone had
something
asked
on top of
how.
that.
Uh,
Hey, sure, Aditya, go on.
Go
They're
on,
going.
Mukesh, go on.
Okay, yeah. So just to top of that, I would say that once you are like sufficiently experienced in any software, all of them are pretty much doing the same work. So it's just a matter of what language you're using, what framework you're using. So technically, it's all the fundamentals that you need to master, and the technologies will
Yeah,
just
switching
come and
language
go
is
like that.
as easy as learning.
Yes.
Yeah, syntax is learning syntax.
Yeah.
Also, at one
So
point, like learning
classic question.
languages and frameworks becomes easier, right? Like
Yeah,
at one
I
point,
agree.
like initially I felt JS was difficult. Now after like doing Python for around 2 to 3 years, so now I feel it's fairly easy.
Also, one very classic question: how much JavaScript for web development? How much is enough? It's never enough. It's up to how much you can do for any domain. It just expands, goes and goes on into infinity. So, like,
Yeah.
There is
it's
this
up to
question: how
you
can
how much you can. Aditya, call please. Aditya,
uh,
you're saying something.
Yep. So I was saying there was this comment on how to explore MLAI. Like the best way to start it is on that particular. Have you seen that Google ML crash course? That is really good. Like it has really good playgrounds and stuff, so that you can interact with like neural networks on real time, and you can basically uh, understand concepts really well. So that is a really good way to start if you want to.
Okay.
Okay, can we
Okay.
have the next question on the
Uh,
screen?
yeah, please.
Okay. Okay. Again, I think I'll take that question. So, talking about Android development specifically, it is not clustered. If I'm right, you mean that if it's saturated or something. So, talking about Android development, it's definitely not saturated. There's a huge demand for Android developers out there. So, definitely, there's no like clustering saturation. I think that's what you mean. And stability, it's as stable as any other software engineering job. Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
Android development, but full stack, like integrating backend as well in it. A lot of people just do front end and they just do
Yeah.
beautiful UI, but I don't feel that is very helpful.
Yeah. At the end, I would say you need to be a software engineer, not a particular developer. Not that you are developing. If you are going to become a senior software engineer in some days, right? So
Yeah,
you need to know
there is
all
difference.
these things. Sorry, Nikhil.
There's a huge difference between developer and software engineer.
Exactly. You need to know a lot of things before you become a software engineer. We currently haven't reached that stage. I would say there's a lot of thing to learn. Uh, but in the beginning, yeah, we have to start at some point. So I would say just become a good developer, then we can become a good engineer. Okay, next question. How it feels after finally getting an internship and how did you feel when you got it? Yeah, maybe I think Nikhil got the internship first year. So I think Nikhil should take that question.
It was very, very satisfying. and also while going to the office first time and leaving, going entering the office for the first time and leaving the office after completing the internship was the like very emotional period, I would say. Because like I learned a lot, I enjoyed, and I saw corporate
Proud
for the
moment.
first time. Like, I whatever we used to learn, I implemented it. I like it was completely different from the real, I believe. Whatever we see in the reels and the videos and the movies, it was completely different, I would say. But yeah, it was very happy moment, I can say, for me. And I guess it's same
Yeah,
for everyone. Everyone was very excited when they got accepted letter.
maybe Jayesh, you
Ashutosh,
can
I
suggest.
believe it's your question.
Okay, okay. Like, if whether soul will be enough for career in tech, or do we need to have some more skills blockchain? Uh, See, as for entry level, I think web dev, if you do, we even have front end engineers, right? So if you're doing front end well enough, you will get a good enough job. That's not the issue. But for further to thrive in the career, you need to learn a lot of things. You need to know how to use all these things. You're speaking about blockchain, about MLA. You need to know how to integrate these things in your application. Be You need to be enough that you can develop like one of my seniors told me, like everyone here will relate to that. If you should learn enough that you can build your own startup and you can run it. So I would say for beginning period, yes, web dev alone can do, but later on you have to learn a lot of things. Yeah. What was the next question? I missed it. Sisti, can you bring it up? I missed it.
This one, what was the mistake? I think
We
so
all
missed
made a
it in
lot
the
of
question that
mistakes.
I forgot. Yeah,
Aditya,
that's for
do
sure.
you want to take that?
A lot. I started with blockchain. I started with blockchain. My tech journey started with blockchain. Biggest mistake ever. Biggest mistake ever. Guys, don't start with blockchain. नहीं. पहले फंडामेंटल क्लियर करो उसके बाद
Yeah.
ब्लॉकचेन नॉट डोंट स्टार्ट विद ब्लॉकचेन
But talking about,
Yes. First, you
generic
have to.
mistakes that everyone makes, like talk about very generic mistakes that everyone makes is not being, consistent with whatever you're doing. Okay, so that's perhaps the biggest mistake I have made. Like, once you start getting consistent, everything ends up well. So, yeah, I guess not being
Also,
consistent, and yeah, and also being
also,
less
I would like to add,
adaptive is a big mistake.
and taking a lot of things into hand, like taking ML,
Yes.
app dev, everything at once. You explore one thing, then you move to other. And exploration means you go to somewhat deep, not just read the basic and just move on. You try it once, try to implement something with it, and then you learn is that for you or not. Then you can go for other mistake, I would say, is going deep dive into tutorial wormhole. You just go bungee jumping from tutorial to tutorial. No, if you find that interesting, you can start with tutorial, but try to implement those things from your own also.
Okay, okay. I will add something that most of you would be relating. The first years, second years who all are there. The thing is peer pressure.
Yeah, I guess we missed
Like
that
you will see.
question.
Mm, that's what.
The first
Uh,
year one question.
Hello? Can you hear me, guys? Hello.
Which path should a first year student should follow to get into
So yeah, we can hear you,
cybersecurity
Astos.
from scratch?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
I think you are clear.
Is there some delay?
I think so. There's some delay. So you can continue what you're saying, and then we'll go to this question.
I'm listening. Yeah, so I was saying one thing that most of you guys will face for the freshers and the sophomores is that you'll see a lot of peer pressure. That my friend is doing something, my clubmates are doing something. Don't let the thing affect you in any way. If you have started something, go deep into it, be consistent in it, and I assure you there is a job for you for sure that you can get with the skill set that you are adding on to you. Okay, so yeah, this is something I wanted to say. Next question, please.
I think being consistent is very important in whatever you are doing. That is very important. That is true. Like adding something to your knowledge every day, every single week. It is pretty important. That's true.
So how much is good enough? Like I said earlier, you can just go on. Each
Hmm.
semester, if you said you can have a goal like first year you try to explore things and you get what you want to do. Second year go deep dive into it and make a full fledged project or a portfolio or something. That can be done, but like don't try to limit yourself with this much. It's like be consistent with things as Aditya and just told. Try to explore things. See what is relevant to you, what is relevant to the current
Hmm. That is
market.
true.
If you put a goal, then you'll be limited by that. Maybe you can go further than that. And sometimes if you rush too much, then you will miss basics. So
That is true.
that's a and different people have different learning
That
pace.
was. Hmm. How do you approach staying relevant in a fast evolving industry like tech? I have the best. Hacker News, Y Combinator ka Hacker News, best thing ever. Like you get exposure to all the cutting edge things that are going on in the market. And I guess MKBHD Waveform podcast is a good enough platform for you to understand what is going on in the tech industry as such.
And Aditya, it would be great if you can drop it in the
Yeah.
comments so that everyone can, like,
Yeah.
Okay,
Also, we'll drop
sure,
that
do
in the
that. I'll do that.
community group after the session, so that
yes.
anyone who missed the session can get it. Also, if you have missed any questions before, feel free to drop it again. We'll get back to it if you have missed it.
Yeah.
Should one done. 2024, like there are lots of technology. Golang is a boom, having a good. I would say Java is always evergreen, going on still high. ML and AI, they are just booming. I think blockchain bubble has a has not expanded. It has gone down. I would say than last year, last sem. I would say more of a. But yeah, that but still, I wish it's a private network. So blockchain, I don't think it will completely go down. But just you
I
can
think it is
just
up for the rise.
find
Like,
your
वो
what
धीरे धीरे
suit
बढ़ेगा
you.
फिर से. Like,
It is upper rise, but it was what the thing. It was in the prime. Like I could see everyone in third person doing blockchain.
yeah, facts. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was one of the third person.
Okay. Can we have the question from? Yeah. So can we have? Okay. Myths regarding coding. Okay. कोई भी कर लेता है coding. That's the
Regarding
biggest myth. Okay. It's really easy.
नहीं नहीं कोई भी कर लेता है.
That's perhaps the biggest myth. Yeah,
कोई
that's
भी
true.
कर
कोई भी
लेता
कर
है.
लेता है, but
So one
it's
of the
like
myth
in the
is
long
about
run.
the corporate
In the long run, perhaps. Myths regarding coding again. Like it's
myth.
been so stereotyped that we actually would not admit कि कुछ झूठ है. Like most of it is actually true.
A corporate में बोल सकते, like
Again, I
people
can go
say
to
about like
very
company pays
non-relevant
and all.
aspects again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
हाँ,
like
one more
उसको
myth
बोलते हैं. Okay,
is
cool.
that if you take
Yes.
courses, then you master that language. That's one thing.
Okay, yes, yes, yes.
Oh,
That has to be the,
biggest
the
myth.
biggest myth. Yes. Okay, so let's come to this question from Shakti again. As Java is very vast, how much is good enough to set you as a Java developer? Okay, okay. So Java developer. Okay, again. So talking about how much Java you need. Again, a very subjective question, but yeah, you need to be very clear with the fundamentals of Java. That is the object oriented concepts, and then basic syntax is a must, obviously, that goes without saying. And after that, perhaps object oriented principles and object oriented programming using Java. Then there is a lot of core Java concept like memory management, and garbage collection, stuff like that. Then you have lambdas and all. Then you have like threads and all. There are a ton of things that you need to learn. But again, like talking about if you want to be called a Java developer, the only thing you'll need is building a few applications, I guess. Because
Yeah, like
it doesn't matter how much Java you know, it's more important to build applications. So yeah, that's the final answer. It's how much apps you
build
have
like
built. So
application front end and back end both. Like just build a
yes.
portfolio is like you can call it a developer, but like you have to grow. You have to make your code more optimized. The back end should be able to handle various hits and all to the database, minimizing the hits to the database and all those. So that goes on more optimizing the application. You are already Java developer if you make application.
So
Okay. Which
okay,
path should a
this
first
is
year
something
student should
regarding
follow to get
cybersecurity.
specific? I'll take it. Okay, so maybe you should start learning about the computer networks, how the internet actually works. You should start with that. Like for very basic, you should know if you send something over the internet, what all path it follows, right? You need to know all those things. Uh, take take your CS. If you're from CS, then I guess you can learn that easily. But if you're not from CS, take help from your fellow friends. They can help you pretty well in the
If you
beginning
are also from
phase.
CS also, if you're
Other
also
than
from
that, I would.
CS,
Huh,
sorry for disturbing. I mean to say if
continue.
you are also from CS, then also like it is a very later on you will be learning in the coursework. So you can start on your own.
Okay. So yeah, basic of
Yes, like
networking,
don't be
operating
dependent on
systems.
coursework.
And do those.
Okay. Okay, can we have the next question? Okay, can we have? Yes, exactly. Okay, again, I'd like to take that up. See, there are technically two aspects to this question. Like, how should one approach being a second year if you want to get into cloud technologies and targeting companies like Oracle? So, see, there are two things that you need to think. The first is if you're talking about targeting companies like Oracle. So, the thing is, are you talking about on-campus placements? So if that's the case, then DSA, computer fundamentals, and projects would do. But if you are talking about cloud technologies, like that's a different. Like if you want to be a cloud developer, then that's a very different you're talking about. Okay, so if you are talking about targeting companies like Oracle in the sense of on-campus placements and internships, then DSA, a bit of competitive programming perhaps, then computer fundamentals like for internship database management systems would do, for full-time roles computer networks and operating systems, apart from DBMS. And yeah, obviously your projects. So those are all the things that the companies are looking for, like not just Oracle, most software companies, that's all they're looking for. So yeah, and if you want to know about cloud specific companies, then Ashutosh would be the right person to answer that.
Uh, yeah, for cloud specific opportunities, I would say try exploring the. Mostly, you see Google Arcade programs are coming, right? Those are free opportunities. You can use those. Uh, there you will learn about GCP, and Google AWS also provides, I guess, some free opportunities for students, right? You can avail that through your Google through your institute email ID, right? So use that. It would be around 6 months or 1 year. I don't remember. During that time, you can learn from anywhere. And for trying for cloud opportunities, I would say that would be easy if you are well skilled, Okay, so if you have built enough things, you have built corporate level pipelines and all, right? So that would be pretty easy for you because there aren't many people in cloud and DevOps, to be concise, I would say. It's it will be easy if you have enough skills and you can grow. There are many sources you can find. I will drop some sources in the community group you can use. Yeah, next question, please.
Let me take this. Let me take
Fastos, I
this.
would say,
How to
for
manage
this question.
academics with personal skill development.
What's Aditya?
You manage by not managing.
Yes, I think
So any so
Aditya. This is Aditya's forte.
uh,
Yes, Aditya.
I guess there was some lag. Am I audible?
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're audible.
Yeah.
There was a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
lag,
yeah.
but it's fine.
So yes, yes. So basically, you have to like give some time to academics as much as it required, and depends on how much interest you have. But personal skill development is way more important because at the end of the day, you need a job, and not just good grades can give you a job. To be honest.
Yeah, good grades do open a few companies for you, but yeah,
Like,
but like you need to have a balance
yeah,
to be really
like
honest.
in the longer run, in the
From where should a
larger
first year co-branch
schematic of
student
universe.
start for his tech placement and how to manage studies and extracurriculars with that? Again, a similar question. Like core branch in the sense, if you are from,
Uh,
yeah,
can
Aditya,
I
I
get the
believe you're
question again,
lagging.
Mr. Please?
Yes.
Yeah, like, can you please put that question back on the screen? Okay, I believe Aditya is is having a bit of a network trouble there. So okay, so if you are from a like co-branch and you have to manage studies and extracurriculars with that, so again, Ashutosh, you will might be the person to answer.
Yeah, if you're planning for on-campus placements, I would say it's solely DSA and CP that you need to do. There's nothing extra for that. A little bit of development skills that you can do in the second year only. You can start those in second years, and you will be good enough for on-campus placements. But from first year, try doing the DSA and CP so that you get acquainted with the algorithms that are required, and when you develop questions over the year, then you'll get a strong hold when you appear in the online test and assignments. uh, Coming to the development part, try getting acquainted with the things that which many people aren't doing, and get a strong hold of it to also excel in the off campus placements. Yes. Okay. What
Hmm.
else habits to develop
Let
as
me
a
take this up.
developer?
Cool. So some of the habit. Yes. So I think research and like being consistent is great. Literally, I think research solves so many problems I have uh, in recent days. That is actually so good. I mean, taking things from a research paper to a documentation, if you're just very good at observation and have some good knowledge of how to use ChatGPT, you're good to go.
Also, I would like to add that the habit of reading doc and understanding from it saves you a lot of time. Rather than going watching a video tutorial and all those, just reading a doc and just understanding what it is trying to say and understanding how it works. That
Yeah,
saves you a
and
lot of
one
time.
final
Yeah.
thing that has Yeah, and one more thing that has really helped me is, being consistent, as everyone said. And if you want to be consistent in like DSA kind of thing, then perhaps solving the lead code daily will help you, because that will get you in place for, you know you'll be consistent if you kind of keep solving those daily questions. Because if you solve the daily question, there's a good probability that you'll end up solving a few more questions that day. So that's perhaps one of the habits that I started really late, and that really helped me later. So
Also, surrounding yourself with developers, like have a group with whom you can code
uh,
or
uh,
work on project together,
yes.
so that like you see them and like be
Yeah,
like,
can we
okay,
have
yeah.
the question from Ayush? Yeah, can we have the question from Ayush on the screen? What role do networking and community engagement play? Yeah, that's a really nice question. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, again. Like networking and community engagement are a big, it's a really huge thing if you are in this tech domain. Or you can learn in public, like you can let others know what you're learning. And not only there will be people who are helping you out there will be a ton of more opportunities that will come. Because see, the thing is, like, if you're learning something and you keep it to yourselves, then you are the only one who knows what you're learning. You are the only one who knows what you're doing. But if you're letting people know through Twitter, or perhaps maybe LinkedIn, so the other maybe 10 people, or let's say 100 people, they are seeing that this person is really giving time and learning stuff. And there might be a person who is looking at your profile, and he will be able to perhaps give you a referral. And he will know that this person works in this domain, and I can refer this person to this role. So that's a big thing, networking and community engagements. So yeah, I guess I answered your question, Ayush.
Astos, I think this question is for you too.
All right. Uh, I think things like dev and cybersecurity will always be there. AIML is doing good right now, but again, it's a very niche thing to target. If you have really like good enough interest in AIML, then go for it. But at the end of the day, you need skills in at least dev and AIML um to to be able to present your ideas, because you can't show basically like कोड तो नहीं दिखाने वाले ना like AIML करके भी at the end of the day you need a canvas to show your project. So and the canvas is basically development. So I feel everything is like dev and AIML go hand in hand. I think cybersecurity will be there for a while, like it is there for a while.
No, it's gonna be there for like a lot of time.
Cybersecurity is like the back end of anything we are building. Currently, we at
Yeah.
at college stage we aren't building anything that needs proper cybersecurity investment in our projects, right? But when you go to building some big tech projects, you have a cybersecurity section, guy that manages the system, like how the things happen, how to maintain the security, how to close the loopholes that open generally unknowingly. Maybe sometimes you don't know, but you are opening a loophole for others to attack you, right? So cybersecurity is gonna be there. It's not a section that many people master in, but yeah, it's a very important niche, I'd say.
What is better in
Next,
perspective? Tech to have a broader.
what is better in perspective of tech to have a broad knowledge? Okay,
So like it's a balance of both.
I'll take that, guys.
Astos, yeah, go on.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So I have seen some people getting having a wide knowledge base rather than having a deep knowledge base. Things have worked for them, but they don't know. They you When you have a wide knowledge, you can bluff a lot. You can speak a lot of things. But when someone knowing something deep into the technology that you're talking about, if you ask something about it, you may get stuck, and that would be very bad for you in your career wise, I'm saying, right? It is always better to have a deep knowledge in either one or two things. Like if you're doing front end, do it so deeply that if anyone asks any question about the ever related to it, you can answer it. And you can say that I know backend, I have some idea about AIML, I have some idea about DevOps. These all things can work. But when you say that I have an idea about a lot of things, you are basically bluffing, right? You aren't specifying your uh, what can you say, your strong point, your stronghold. You are basically bluffing about anything. So there may be some people who would suggest you that learn about so many things. That's good, but only when you have a stronghold on something important, and then you can expand further. That's the thing I would say. Okay.
I will add up to that. I think like have a broader knowledge base but a deeper skill set. Like go ham on one particular skill, but have a knowledge base का broader रखना अच्छी बात है यार, क्या ही problem है उसमें. Like it is good for you
No, no.
in a hackathons and stuff like that. It is good if you have a person with a deep skill set, because you know कि that person can also have a broader knowledge base if they are exposed to some particular like a bug issue or something like that. The person can easily solve if they have एक skill set में अगर deep understanding हो तो.
Yeah, agree.
Okay, so there's a question: is it important to do development and then CP? So like CP is completely different, DSA is completely different, and development is completely different. Let's keep that in mind. Don't mix CP with DSA. So for basic, generally for on campus, I would say DSA is a like a must, because company evaluate people on basis of DSA generally on campus. And CP is like it's like a sports, we can say, like where you solve problems, enhance your skills by solving problems. You have a time bond, so you are forced to think quicker and solve problem quicker. So it helps you in problem solving skills, but that's completely different from DSA. And development is where you actually use those problem solving skills, try to those try to solve real life problems and have something ready. So I would say development and DSA is a must for your job, but CP is yeah, it's an add-on. Obviously, it will help you a lot because your problem solving skills are improving with it.
Yes. Okay, can we have the question from Shakti? Or like, can I present myself as a Java developer? Uh, let's see. So, Shakti, yeah, like if you have skills in core Java, multi-threading, JDBC, microservices, all those stuff, why not? It's really a huge thing. So you can put Java developer. You can put it in your portfolio as your experience. Yeah, sure. Okay, I see a C++ versus Java question here again. So,
That's your.
okay, again mine. Um, so okay, depends on what you're doing, to be very specific. Like in the context of DSA again, look, everything has its own pros and cons. So in terms of C++, it's very Java is very verbose if you're talking about syntax and stuff. So you'll need to write a lot. But if you're comfortable in writing that lot, there is no other language as beautiful as Java. Also, better understood in Java. That's what I feel. Like might not be true for everyone else, but I feel very comfortable in Java because I am doing it since my ninth standard. So again, it's a matter of what your choice is. Like you can go for C++, you can go for Java, but the fundamental of DSA is not the language; it's rather the algorithms and data structures. So even if you're doing it in C or maybe JavaScript, which is not usually recommended, but it does not matter, to be very honest, if you are sticking to the basics and fundamentals. So usually like companies prefer C++ or Java as your primary coding language. So I would suggest you can stick to any of the two according to whatever you're comfortable with. Talking about NIT Raulkela, the C++ community is really big as compared to Java community, but like it's growing. The Java community is really growing in NIT Raulkela. Like in my year, there are like three people, four people who code in Java. Matlab, very less. Okay, so and in my junior year, the number of people coding in Java like increased, and the following year it increased even more. So because Java as a programming language is really useful in building stuff like Android apps and microservices. So Java has its own advantages and C++ has its own. So again, you can choose it according to what you need.
It's just that our course structure is based on C++ more,
Okay,
so its
can
community
we
is larger, but
get to
it's
the
still
next
growing.
question? I hope I answered your question, Neeraj.
At this, sir.
All right. Future of blockchain. To be honest, I'm not very in tune with blockchain as of now, but seeing the trends, like there is future obviously, but until and unless in India, I can't say in India, but as a overall tech perspective, they can say possibly yes. But to be honest, very risky, and the openings are very few. Like you don't get a lot of companies who are working actively in blockchain. There are a couple of bounties which are pretty good. Like for example, Solana ka acha hai. There is something of, I guess, Polygon has a couple of bounties as well. ETH Global, ETH Mumbai, ETH Bangalore, ETH India, basically. All those are good, but I'm not sure of the like a job market scenario in blockchain. Honestly.
Okay,
Hmm.
good question. Again, does coding club help in career building and placement? Yeah, they do help somewhat. And doesn't matter you're from circuital or non-circuital, it does help you a lot because you kind of get a environment, you kind of get the people who are into software and coding, so you kind of push yourself more. That's a very general observation that I've seen. And one more thing is, look, it does not matter really the clubs, but rather, what you are doing, your efforts and what you are trying to learn on your own. Because see, there are a lot of like club sessions and everything that happen, but they are only useful if you attend them, and uh, that's totally up to you. So that's about the helping part. And which club is best to join? Again, lot of tech clubs, open code, GDSC, ML4E, APS, and a lot of other clubs. Like it's for different clubs are for different things. And yeah, I guess
So
you
basically,
can
the clubs
choose.
are there
So
to help you find your
we here
peers.
at DSC and at Club, we are a very small team. Yeah, so yeah, continuing, like we here at DSC and IT Raulkela, we are a small team, and we are more of the people who organize sessions. We take sessions on a lot of tech stuff. We organize events. We organize hackathons. If you have heard about Hack and ITR or Hack Innovation, that's our those are our hackathons. And yeah, like we are a pretty fun group of people. If you would like to join us, uh, like. I guess our inductions will begin. Like we have year-long inductions. You can apply anytime you can. You can apply as many number of times you want to, and I believe some induction details might be shared with you very shortly.
much hours. So I'll take the
So I've
question.
shared the link in the chat for the website. You can apply from there. And other clubs will soon have the inductions according however the SAC say. So yeah, you can always join those clubs for your peers, mainly for your like having a good peer group which supports you and motivates you to do coding. So that's all.
Okay. Okay, guys, I'll take the question. How much JavaScript for web development? So I would say JavaScript is a vast topic. You need not learn all about them to start building products. Uh, in simple JavaScript, you can build, but I would say uh, start learning about a framework along with it. Okay, so maybe uh, you can learn about 30% to 40% of JavaScript, like basic DOM, about how to fetch data from my API. These are some basic things that you can learn and start building your products. And you will learn deeply about JavaScript after you start building something. So the best thing I would say is build and learn for JavaScript. Yeah. And we have a resource kit. GDSC has its own resource kit. DSC has its own resource kit, which will be shared in the community group. You can find all the needed resources from there to learn for JavaScript. So, okay.
I
So
think
DevOps is
merge
completely
stack
different from
developer is a
develop,
full stack developer.
and Merge is a full stack developer.
Yeah, like
So let's start clarify
Month
that.
Stack is a full
Yeah.
stack developer, but
So
yes,
Mon
but not the
basically
other way.
includes Mongo, Express, React, and Node.
Okay.
So this together is a full stack development. And DevOps and developer has different roles. So DevOps are majorly there to build a relation between the developing team and the IT team, and and the developer develops. So there is a huge difference between them. But Stack is a full stack developer.
All right.
Okay, I guess we
Nice.
have answered a lot of
Good session.
questions there, and I really hope we don't have any questions left. So, even if you have some questions left, feel free to drop it in the community group. I hope you're part of the community group. If you're not, you can find the link. Let's post the link somewhere there. And it was great having this session. You were really nice group of people. Okay, can you give any good resources? We'll drop the starter kit in the community group. You'll find it there. Do not worry about it. There are a lot of Java resources. And regarding resources or any other questions that you have regarding inductions, regarding any other club activities or perhaps events, hackathons, feel free to discuss it in the community group of GDSC United Rourkela. And it was great having you all here. Thank you so much for the session and today. Thank you so much.